What do you think looks better? This or this? One is just in front of a big window, no real thought into the background, just in a nice room. And the other, this is a dedicated space just for YouTube. You can see my setup. I'm recording with my phone over there. I've got my key light, I've got a fill light, I've got a hair light back there. I've got some thoughtful composition shooting into a corner for maximum depth of field. But does it really make a difference when it comes to growing a YouTube channel? Now let's really talk about the camera quality, because this is just my S24 phone. This is my Sony ZV-1 with the G Master f1.4 lens. In a setup like this, I mean, is it really worth the money? Would you be able to watch content on this camera? Would it be just fine? Especially with this is using the onboard audio, and now this is using the Deity D3 Pro audio. I guess it depends on what your channel's about and who your audience is, right? If you look at Casey on Camera Conspiracies, he's just recording in his condo. He's got nothing special going on. He just has it set up the way that he likes to live, and he has a nice little shot. So is that enough? Would he benefit more from creating a studio, having more space to really grow his channel? I mean, I don't know. It's a tough question. Maybe he would. I haven't had a chance to look at these videos yet comparing the shot by the window compared to my studio shot, as well as versus my phone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go edit this footage. I'm gonna go put together the first half of this video, and then I'm gonna come back with my thoughts and let you know what I think about whether or not it is worth the effort of creating a YouTube space, what the benefits are, and whether or not you should do it too. All right, I just edited the footage, and to be honest, I thought the window shot with my camera looked just great. More specifically, this camera and lens combo made that window shot look great. Gear matters. No, you don't need a YouTube studio to grow your YouTube channel, but having one is still just the best. The downside of relying on, say, a window to light your shot is sometimes maybe the sun is too bright, or maybe it's too dark, or there's clouds going by. And if you don't have lights to expose the shot properly, it might look like crap or be inconsistent, and you won't be able to use the footage or edit it together smoothly. That's the beauty of a studio. It's consistent no matter what time of day you shoot. Let's be real though, as long as what you're talking about is compelling, you can just hit record anywhere and have no problem growing your channel. You can leave it in the same spot, so when you're ready to record, you just come in, everything is how you left it, and boom, you hit record. You aren't wasting time, so you can focus on content. If you are recording in the living room and have a partner or family or roommates, you aren't going to want to leave your crap out all the time. It could get bumped or broken, and let's face it, it's awkward if you have people over and you're trying to explain why you have lighting and cameras set up in your bedroom. So then if you don't have a dedicated corner or space for your gear, you'll have to move your gear around, setting it up every time for every video you do. It's annoying. I've gotten to the point where I just walk in my room, everything turns on, I click record, and boom, in and out in minutes. I love it. So let's say you're looking for tips on creating a YouTube studio setup. What should you get first? Here's how I think you should build your studio setup. Number one, get a microphone and get it close to your mouth. If you're on a budget, get the Rode Micro 2. I still use my Rode Micro 1 all the time. Sometimes I boom it. You can easily grow a channel with it. Number two, get a decent camera and a wide open lens. I've talked about this a lot on my channel. I'm team Sony and team prime lenses for YouTube studio setups because prime lenses often let in more light, which generally means better color, at least when you're starting out. The Sony ZV-E10 with a Sigma 16mm is hard to beat value-wise if you can afford something better. I rock the Sony ZV-E1 with a G Master 24mm f1.4 lens. I don't think it can be beaten for the price. Number three, lighting. Get a cob light and as big of a softbox you can work with in your space. The bigger ones look better, but smaller ones work well. The key light is the most important one, and you can build your channel with that alone. Once you have more funds, you can invest in a hair light to help you pop from your background. And after that, you may or may not want a fill light. I often don't use them as I think the key and the background light are enough. And I have a lot of lights behind me, so those help me pop as well. Once you have all that, great, then it's time to figure out your composition. You can make this work anywhere in a room, but ideally like me, you'd have a dedicated space, which you can really optimize for that shot. I don't usually like shooting with the wall right behind me. I like to shoot into a corner, as I find this helps me create depth in my shot. And I really like having things in the background blurry so that it really makes me pop. But this is where you can set up your camera in a bunch of different spots in the room until you find the angle that you like. After that, spend some time and make the background look good and interesting to you. After the shot is set up, you want to sound treat the room as best you can. Sometimes, like in my case, I'm in a room with concrete and there's a lot of echo, so it's tough to treat this room. Luckily, nowadays, software can really help you out. In DaVinci Resolve, I often use the voice isolation feature to help remove echo from the footage. Sound deadening and a mic close to you is ideal, but sometimes you gotta work with what you got. So that's it. You really can make your YouTube studio anywhere if you want, but if you can keep the gear in the same spot, you reduce the chance of it breaking and you optimize the flow of your creation process. Because trust me, having to set up and disassemble your gear for every single video is a giant pain in the butt. That's time you could be using to brainstorm new ideas or spend on editing the video and making it better. I always see people saying, just hit record, and that's cool. You do need practice in front of the camera because it takes time to get comfortable here. But if you actually want people to stick around and enjoy what you're saying, you need to make your own YouTube studio setup look good and make you confident in what you're putting out. I love my YouTube studio setup because with the RGB lights and with changing my outfits and shirts and hats, I never have the same color combo in any of my videos. So it makes each video feel consistent, but different. All right, I hope you got some ideas on what to do for your YouTube studio setup, whether you're gonna be moving gear around or keeping it in the same place. Having good gear and an idea of what you're gonna talk about is all that really matters. If you ever wanna chat about gear, tips, how to set it up, leave a comment below. I love talking about this stuff. It's why I made this channel. If you wanna see me talking more about what cameras I recommend for starting a YouTube channel, watch this next. If you're still learning about lighting, make sure you watch this video. And if you haven't found what you want to talk about yet, but you know you want to make a YouTube channel, watch this. This is a 2-part series and I think is the most important thing new creators need to know when starting a channel. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time on the SAD Studio.